Well, Easter brings to mind, first of all, warmer weather and also Easter egg hunts and egg decorating. But for us, it's all about stamps.
Right, and we have from 3 different designers some fun new Easter stamps. They're really cute and a little bit of chocolate too.
Yes, they have. Come play with us. Well, as we said, 3 different companies, and we have Penny Black, Art Impressions, and Skipping Stones. Now, each a different look.
Very, very much different. So with Penny Black, we have what is called the Easter Parade, and these are very detailed, very cute little stamps. You've got little girls here and little bunnies and chicks and happy days, and I don't know how many stamps there are all together, but that's going to make a cute little card.
And as a matter of fact, here we have one just to demonstrate. And as you can see, this is in a Sidestep card, so it's using this one. And each of those has been colored, well, stamped and then colored, cut out and placed, as you can see.
And there are 8 stamps in that set, and these were colored with Spectrum Noir pens, so it's real simple to do. Just cut them out and keep about a 1/16 of an inch outside of the design. That gives you a nice matted look.
And that Happy Days is also part of the set. Now, you can do it like this, and of course, you know, this kind of stamp is going to, or this kind of card is going to stand up. Inside, we just have a little chick escaping from that, that basket.
So very cute. So these Sidestep cards, you can buy them just like that in a package. They come in a package, and they've got a pattern with it for your paper patterns. You can also use a template, either way you like to go.
Right, and those paper patterns, by the way, will allow the card to become the mat. So it's just one step. So very, very sweet, very charming. Now, scrapbookers, stamping can be for you, and here is an example. We'll scoot things away.
Very sweet, and I love the focals on here. For the stamps anyway, are used with the 8 circles and scallops cutting dies. So it's really simple to stamp something and then cut it out, or vice versa.
I like the frame that it makes around it. Just really nice. That's what it looks like. Just a really super good item to have.
It's a really useful tool that we use quite a bit, and it makes a nice little embellishment.
We'll get in a little closer so you can see this charming border just with those ladybugs.
That's great. So the little bugs there are stamped and then just colored in. So fun coloring, and it doesn't really take much because they're not covering the whole page. You've just got some little accents.
Right, and both of these are using the colorist scrapbooking papers. So on one side there's line art that you can color, on the other side are the dots, and the dots are quite useful, just really sweet.
I'd like to point out on the ribbon up here, this is really a nice treatment in that it's not really wrapped around to the other side. For this kind of ribbon, you can just cut it on the edge, and then you can run your glue stick along the edge of it, and it'll keep it from fraying.
Right, so nice to have that, very springy and sunny. Now we're going to move over to our honey buns. And this is, although it says shaker, it's actually a movable, and what you get in here are the stamps. You do get a cutting die, and you get a wobble spring.
Right, so real quickly, let me just show you that. When you do that, and you'll see it on the card, you'll stamp it, and then you'll be able to cut it out with that cutting die, so you've got the piece that you need for a wobble spring. So let's look at the card, and then I'll show you how to use that.
And so here you go, and there you go. That's the wobble spring. That's what it allows you to do. And very happy bunny, as you can see. And as I open this, this is an easel card, and Hey Honey Buns is right there. So really just very fun, charming.
Really cute.
Now this will go through the post office too. You can mail this because this is going to depress down very nicely.
Sure, so here's that wobble spring. One is included with that stamp set, and so you can see that little spring in there. It's a little plastic spring, and these just press down like so. And it has a plastic or an adhesive covering on this side and on the back, and it's split in 2 on this one so that you can just sort of bend it like that and peel it off. When you do peel this off. One side is clear. The reason they make one side clear and the other is this thick plastic piece for stability. That clear piece, you want to place that part down so that that can be hidden from when you're looking down at this piece. If you see that, you can see right through it, and you can just stick that wherever you're going to stick it. You just stick it down like so, and then you just peel off that top part, and after you color in your little bunny piece, you just stick that on there, and now you've got a little springy little tail.
Right.
I also wanted to mention that Lene said with this card, I mean, while I'll usually score it with a scoring tool, she doesn't do that for something like this. She says she just opens it up and folds this back right to the center score line and just uses her finger or bone folder to create that easel.
And in this case, of course, there is a piece that has been decorated and has our stamped and our little buns there, and that bottom part of that piece is glued to the bottom part of the card front to create our easel. So there you go.
Very cute.
Now we have one more, again, a different look. This is from Skipping Stones, and it has, I just love her sense of humor. I could give up chocolate, but you know, I'm not a quitter, so I wouldn't want to do that. There is a thin woman inside screaming to get out, but I can easily sedate her with chocolate.
That's very fun.
And this is my favorite. So you can see the two chocolate bunnies, and my butt hurts. What? So can't hear, can't hear.
So little chocolate bunnies,
Very
somebody's
fun.
been eating them. There are 10 stamps in this set.
Right.
And so really cute. Let's see what you can do
Well,
with it.
this, Debbie did this using the matchbook pockets. This has two that comes together.
Right.
And she's covered them with our papers. These are available by the sheet, so you can see the Easter eggs and the Easter grass, which
Right.
also has some eggs in it. She chose to use the grassy part. So on the front of the flap, covered it with
Right.
this.
We might want to start with the other side, though. It sort of starts on
You
the
think
other
so?
I think
Okay.
so. There we go.
So you can see on our Easter grass, we're not doing eggs, we're doing chocolates.
It said, I could give up chocolate, but I'm not a quitter.
Right.
I agree with that.
Very fun that the frosting has been embossed.
And there's a couple of different things that she did here. I'm going to start with one of these. So you've got actually on white cardstock.
The wrapper.
And she started with dark brown fluid chalk ink, and here's your stamp and white cardstock. Now she wanted to then emboss it with clear gloss embossing powder, and you can do that even if you use this. If you have a nice juicy ink pad and you stamp this quickly, then that will stick to it without having to use Versamark. So I've got that. I've got it stamped, and then pretty quickly, I don't want to wait, I want to go ahead and put the embossing powder on there. This is going to be clear gloss, so you can see that it's stuck to it. You can go ahead and heat set it, and when you're done, you're going to get a gloss look. So here it is with that nice sort of glossy finish. And then the next thing she did was used Spectrum Noir pens to color in that little paper wrapper. You can make that pink, you can make it blue, but she also wanted to add a little bit more to the top there. We've got the Nouveau Crystal Drops, and these are the gloss white, and really simple, and you can just follow the lines with your crystal drops. The nice needlepoint tip gives you a really really easy look.
So that gives that raised edge.
Right.
Very nice.
So very fun. I also think you could use different colors of the crystal drops and do little like confetti pink or sprinkles on there.
Because after all, many of the chocolates do have different colors on top. But
Right.
it's really nice to have that raised edge, and by using the Versamark on the chalk ink pad,
with the
you
ink
kind of
pad,
get a
yeah.
little bit of a texture, so
Yeah,
that's
you
really
do.
nice.
She also chose some brown cardstock so she could get full-on chocolates, and then white embossing powder to get that look.
Okay, so that could be a card all by itself,
Right.
certainly to the appropriate person. Going back here,
Now we're ready to open it.
Right, she did add a brad buddy. These are metal shapes that are attached with the brads. In this case, there's a brad for the bow and the eggs.
And she backed them with a little label, then that's what the design toolkit was used for.
So I'm opening this up and bring the flap down.
Now
We've
you've
got more
some little
chocolates.
bonbons
Yeah.
with different colored cardstock and embossing.
Very nice. And on those eggs. Very fun, nice use of this.
Right.
We've got a well-balanced woman, has chocolate in each hand. We've got our bunnies who are trying to have a conversation, and also the Easter bread buddy down there. So very, very fun. Just a really fun thing to explore.
That's just a fun little treat for Easter. That's just a cute card and a nice little treat.
And you can use those sentiments other times too.
If I got this, I think I would expect chocolates. So
would you?
Might
that would
think
be
about
good.
That.
So we've got some fun things for Easter. There are
fun
more
things you can do with them.
And there are more things in the Paper Wishes catalog too, with some buttons and some cutting dies and all sorts of things.
Have fun.